arguably my favorite time in the NFL, and that is NFL free agency. Who's going where, what's going to happen, as there is a lot of talent out there in the NFL free agency, from Davante Adams to any big name star you can think of. So if you want to know more about NFL free agency, make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. NFL free agency begins March 16th at 4 p.m. And that basically means that at 4:01 p.m. people can start signing and sending in their information to move teams. But even though free agency doesn't begin until March 16th, there is a little wiggle room. And in that wiggle room is that teams can negotiate with unrestricted free agents up to 2 days before the official beginning of NFL free agency. Now, I know you've heard of these two terms, restricted free agent and unrestricted free agents, since the beginning of time, and they mean pretty much exactly what you think they mean. As an unrestricted free agent is a player who has accrued 4 years in the NFL and their current contract has expired, and this player can now talk to and negotiate with any team in the NFL. On the other side of that, the restricted free agent is a NFL player that has accrued 3 seasons in the NFL and their current contract has expired. They can sign and negotiate with anyone in the NFL, but their original team has the right to give them a qualifying offer, which is basically a comeback to the offer that a new team is giving them, as well as has the right to refuse the offer that a new team is getting them. Now, if the original team decides not to give them a qualifying offer, then that restricted free agent becomes an unrestricted free agent. And qualifying offers are also known as tenders. And there are a few types of tenders which a player can receive or the original team can receive. The first one is a first round tender. And this is a 1-year contract worth more than $4.7 million or 110% of the player's last year base salary. If the original team does not match this offer, then the original team will receive a first round pick from the player's new team. The next one is a second round tender, and it is a 1-year contract worth more than $3.38 million or 110% of the player's last year base salary. If the original team declined this offer, then they will receive a second round pick in that draft. An original round tender is a 1-year contract worth $2.18 million or 110% of the player's last year base salary. And the original team will get a pick from the round that that player was drafted at. So if the player was drafted in the first round, then they would get a first round pick. If the player was drafted in the 6th round, then they would get a 6th round pick. The next one is the right to refuse tender. And this is a 1-year contract worth $2.13 million. The original team has a right to refuse this offer, but they would not receive any draft picks from this restricted free agent. Now, restricted free agents have gotten more rights over the past few years, and last season the NFL put in place that restricted free agents will get a salary increase based upon what kind of tender they were sent away to a new team for. There is one more type of free agent out there in the NFL that doesn't get as much attention as restricted free agents and unrestricted free agents, and this is an exclusive rights free agent, also known as a ERFA. And these players have less than 3 seasons acquired in the NFL, but their current contract has expired. And these players are really put in a tough situation, as if their original team offers them a 1-year contract at the league minimum, then they cannot negotiate with any other teams in the NFL. When it comes to the NFL league minimum, it is determined solely by the amount of years that a player has acquired in the NFL. And how your acquired seasons are determined is by credited season. And this means that a player was on or should have been on full pay status for 3 full NFL regular season games. And once a player has accomplished that, then that season is a credited season towards their minimum league salary. Well, now that you know so much about how the NFL free agency works, make sure to check out this video right here where I talk all about how NFL contracts work. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know down in the comments below, who do you think the biggest NFL free agent is this offseason, as well as give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo. Tenders is not like, your normal chicken tender